This is the Raising Carter podcast, and I am your host, Ramon Weatherall Sr. And on the Raising Carter podcast, we specifically, directly, on purpose, target you, Dad. We target you to let you know just how important you are. But I got a question for you. Do you know that dad's love and mom's love aren't even equal when it comes to your son? Hell, even your daughter. Is not even equal. Dad's love trumps mom's love when it comes to your son. It trumps it. It trumps it. When I say it trumps it, it smashes it. It beats it every time. It beats it every time because you are the most important person, the most important thing, the most important being besides God to your son. Don't let nobody tell you this. We not doing that on this podcast. You can call me toxic, you can call me whatever, but this is my damn podcast, and I'm gonna tell you how I want to tell you because it's the truth. When it comes to your son, nobody else's love compares. Nobody else loves compares. I was talking to a grown man, and he was telling me about his father, and how his father just passed away. I think I mentioned this before in another podcast, but hell, if you didn't hear that, I'm gonna tell you again. He was saying how everything he done up to this point, he felt like was was because of his father, and him and his father really didn't have a great relationship. But when he passed away, I could see how hurt he was in his eyes still. And he said everything that I've done up to this point was because of or in addition to my dad. He was like, my dad really didn't teach me anything, the things that I needed to know. He didn't teach me about, personal hygiene and stuff like that. He's like, when I was a kid, he's like, I stunk. He's like, I smelled, like, because my dad didn't teach me those things. And this is a grown man talking about his father and just keeping it real. Just keeping it real. You are the most important thing to your son. His trajectory in life is directly attached to you being there. Being there. That's why when I see men who aren't in their sons' lives, it shit just pisses me off, dude. It just pisses me off. Cause it was cool when you was laying down and you was doing your thing, like you didn't know that this woman could get pregnant. Like you didn't know. Something just took off. You have no self-control. That's what you should say. Forget all the other stuff. Just keep it real. Just say, I don't got no self-control. I don't have no self-control when I'm chasing women, and I don't care. I don't have no self-control. So you basically a boy. You're not a man. For real. But I got a video for you that will highlight just how important dad's love is and how it, like I said, man, it's better, it's more important to your son than his mother's love. It's the facts.
And mama love ain't the same. Your child can go in the basketball game and play 75 minutes and get 2 points, and you can be like, that's my baby. When he get in our house, we be like, boy, if you're gonna be out there that long and don't do nothing, sit your butt down. This ain't what God birthed you to do. If God is a father, then let me tell you how he loves. Those whom he loves, he chastises. You gotta understand the difference between punishment and love. Some love says, I'm not letting you get away with it. Some love says, you are better than that. Some love says, let me call you on the carpet. And if it means our relationship is a little rocky for a few weeks, then it's okay if I'm securing your future. So stop calling your husband mean and just call him a man. And when you have been born into a home where there wasn't one, you don't recognize one when you see one. So when you don't recognize a man when you haven't seen one, then the only definition of man you can come up with is the one that was given to you by somebody who came before you. Most people who define men define it from their pain, not their intellect. Let me tell you something, daddy love and mama love ain't.
Did he not break it down? Did he not just drop the mic on that one, man? Most people who talk about men and talk about fathers a lot of time are speaking from the lack of having one. The lack of having one. I was out at my wife's birthday party and some people were speaking and somebody was talking about their dad and it was like, oh yeah, you know, my dad's a deadbeat. I seen this man before. This is his son. He just said it. Yo, he's a deadbeat. Is that how you want to be described? Is that how you want to be described? Don't tell me you a man if your son describes you as a deadbeat. I don't give a shit what you done. I don't care how hard you is. I don't care how much money you got. I don't care how many women you slept with. If your son describes you as a deadbeat, that's what you are. That's what you are. All that other stuff don't matter. That's what you are. Your son should not be describing you as a deadbeat. He should be describing you as his hero. When a little boy asked Tom Brady, who's your hero? He said his father. He said his father. And he almost started crying. A grown man, Tom Brady, the GOAT. He said his father. That's how you should be described, not a deadbeat. But that's your damn fault. That ain't his fault. That ain't your son's fault. That's your damn fault. That's your fault. You get no respect from me. You get no respect from me. Take it out, you know what I mean? Take it like a man or take it like a bitch. It don't make no difference to me, but that's the truth. That's the truth. And like he said, daddy's love equals discipline. There's no negotiation here. There ain't no negotiations here. I'll listen to you, but if you wrong, and you're gonna pay for it. Now check out this video. I know this has been circling around TikTok, a lot of people seeing this video, but this is how it's done.
You're sick. No, I'm not. You're sick. No.
Lay down, be quiet.
Straight like that. Lay down, be quiet. No negotiation. I'm negotiating with you. Negotiate with you. We trying to tell you to do the right thing. We're gonna sit up, you gonna scream and holler and negotiate in my house. You seen he was going to handle business somewhere. He's probably going to make him a sandwich or something or get him a beer. He was like, man, I'm sick of this. Get your little butt up there in the bed and be quiet. Women, stop negotiating with your son. Stop negotiating with him. Just do like my wife do. Oh, okay. Oh, I got something for you. I got something for you. And go get your husband, go get his father, and let him handle the situation. And let him handle that. Ain't no negotiation. I'm telling you do something. You don't want to do it? Oh, I got something for you. Okay. You know what it is. You know what it is. And I'm going to get him right now. And I bet you going to do it now. Stop negotiating with these. Stop negotiating because the world is not going to negotiate with your son. They're not going to negotiate with your son. Work starts at 7. That's when you're supposed to be there. Or before. That's when you start working at 7. You don't get there at 7. You start at 7. They're not going to negotiate with him. You late too many times, you don't show up, you're fired. I remember when I was in high school, man. I had this teacher, and I had a swim class or like a lifeguarding class way on the other side of campus. Way on the other side of campus. So I'm first day of her class. I heard about it. Everybody said she was mean. She wasn't no joke. I used to see her at all our basketball games. So I thought, hey, she was, she was a fan. She came to the games. I heard about her. Where I'm like, man, she can't be that bad. So get out, take a shower, get my clothes. I don't know. I think I might have been, you know, trying to get to class sometime. I wasn't, just walking along, a bell ring. Man, I'm like right at the door when the bell rang. Her door was locked. I'm like trying to get in. I'm like, man, it's like eighth period. I'm trying to get in. She like, you need to be in your seat when the bell rings, else you ain't getting in here. And I know you need this class to help you graduate. So you better be in here. You're not getting in here today, buddy. I'm like, man, ain't this up? Ain't this up? I'm like, man, this broad is tripping. So I'm like, after that, take my shower. Man, I'm running across campus. Running across. I'm the only one. Everybody else is moving. It's eighth period. And I'm smashing across campus. Get in there in my seat. Discipline. 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 Now, if I didn't have discipline at home, I would have probably try to, like, oh man, try to buck her, like, oh, no, 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 no. It'll take you to tell me one time that this is how it's supposed to be done, and this is how it's gonna be done, and I'm gonna be there. That's what your son should have. It don't take him but one time. Yeah, everybody can make a mistake. All right, you told him one time. The world might give you one chance. All the sons out there, if your father isn't around, let me tell you something. For me to you, the world might give you one chance to fuck up. Once. I was trying to tell this one brother that I'm friends with, and he's like, oh, I said, sometimes you don't get a chance to make up for your mistakes. You can mess up so bad that you don't get another chance. Oh, everybody deserves another chance, and you just don't understand the teachings yet. No, brother. This is the real world. Everybody doesn't believe that you get a second chance. Some people don't want to give you a one chance. You might, like I said, listen, you might get one chance to fuck up. If you're a woman and you get a bunch of tattoos all over you, unprofessional tattoos or professional, the man of your dreams might not like those. And same thing with your son. You get tattoos all over your face and everything, the world ain't gonna give you no chance. You're not being hired with that tattoo on your face. I don't care how smart you are, whatever. You're gonna have to. We're not hiring you here. Maybe somebody else will give you a chance, but we're not. And don't be black or brown or another ethnic group besides white. You you might not be welcome at all. But then once you get a tattoo on your face or somewhere that's unprofessional, you really not getting in. So daddy's love trumps mom's love when it comes to your son. It does. And it's in a brawl for it all with your daughter. This is just facts. If you there doing what you got to do, if you there being the father you supposed to be, daddy's love is going to trump. It's going to beat mom's love. Once your son is 3, 4, 5 years old, all these women who try to make all these rules and I want these things to be done this way, your son is not going to be thinking about you once he gets into kindergarten. He's gonna be focused and locked in on his dad. That's gonna be the most important man in his life from then until the casket drops. If he's there, doing what, and the only way that can stop or change is because of you, Dad. It's because of you. You the only one who can change that. You the only one who can fuck that up. Better put. You the only one who can fuck that up. So that is this week's episode of Raising Carter. I'm your host, Ramon Weatherall Sr. This is the Raising Carter podcast. My superstar co-host, Carter, will be on the next episode talking about dad's love. You know, when I do it, Dad, it's going to be a little bit more rated R. You know, it is what it is. When I have my son on here, we got to respect that. We got to respect him, Maybe if we still doing this podcast in 10, 15 years, it might be a little bit different then. But he's only 7, so we got to keep it respectful for him and the other kids. But hey, this podcast is for you dads and for your sons. And when I'm talking to you dads, look, we got to get serious. We got to get serious. So if you like this podcast, share it. Tell your friends about it. Listen to it on Apple. It's on Apple now. It's on Spotify. It's everywhere. I'm even doing episodes on TikTok. So I'm going hard. We not quitting. This is the Raising Carter podcast, and we are out. Peace.